everybody. This is Marta with Universal Power Tarot. Woohoo! And we're posing the question today. Oh, I messed up. And these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hello! How are you? If you haven't heard about it, I recently dropped the workshop Tools for Trauma. So if you or anyone you know is suffering from panic attacks, anxiety, CPTSD, PTSD, please forward this workshop to them and have them have a look at it. They are amazing and invaluable techniques and tools accumulated for you in there so you can be free of anxiety and panic attacks. All right, link down below. Thank you. Now, let's get to the topic of today's reading. What is about to change in your life? Now, let's hop in. We're going to start with the light workers. Oh, light seer, sorry. Ooh, that's quite telling. With the light workers oracle deck. And let's see what changes are about to happen in your life. I'm getting like a windfall. This is big because I'm getting like a bigger change or bigger changes are about to occur in your life, and that's in line with what is happening astrologically at this moment. We're going literally from Pisces into Aquarius, which is the all-encompassing, which is stepping away from being from others having power over us and into independence and into freedom. It's also the year, it's the year of the wooden snake that then would turn into a dragon. It depends on the evolutionary stage that you're in, like where you are at in your personal and spiritual journey, and that can then turn into the phoenix. So it's a year of big changes. Whoa, anyways, this one no, this one yes. So I have for you here the Seven of Wands. Yes, there are challenges. There are even currently challenges. However, you've learned some routines. You're working with, you've learned how to hold yourself in the eye of the storm, I want to say. So this isn't your first rodeo here at all. However, there are challenges that are there right now that I can see. But if someone looked at you, you're very good maybe at masking those challenges, or maybe other people wouldn't know necessarily. Maybe it's not so intentional in terms of masking. Maybe it's just like you're not, people wouldn't think the amount of distress you can be in at times, because you may not be communicating it. Also because you found a way to align yourself. Congratulations for this. This one, no. Actually, 1 second, please. Alrighty-o. Let's see what else. This one, yes. Wow. Dude, you have the Magician. This is amazing because that means it's in your hands. You have the power to make things happen here. You have the power. How they're coming through right now is to literally change the world. And I find it super striking that we have Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, who are both sitting in the lotus seat. So meditation, yoga, breath work, you know, to really align yourself may be part of your daily practice here. If it isn't yet, I highly recommend to look into this. Also, if you feel overwhelmed by said challenges, I highly, highly recommend to have a look into either one of those, into a practice, daily practice of gratitude, so that you can align yourself, because that in itself is extremely empowering, because it doesn't matter, or almost doesn't matter, what the outside circumstances are, because you're able to align yourself, because you're able to see things from a higher perspective. When we meditate, that brings us to that higher level, at least when we, are in a practice of doing so. If you do it once and are expecting immediate change, it might not be that, okay? Although it can be, who knows? But don't be disappointed, when you do it once and nothing happens. You have to make it a continuous practice. So it requires your action here. It also lets me know how influential you are, because I'm talking to different groups here. I feel like I'm talking to beginners that are just getting into the practice or have been thinking about getting into a practice. And I'm talking to this other group that is highly evolved here already, that knows how to handle those challenges, and that is actually working on staying aligned, like your chakra system. And you're actually working with the earth grid. You're sending out your energies onto the world, not just for yourself, but for the highest good of all, which is amazing. So now let's see. I feel like this was to describe you and your current situation. Now let's see what, oh, yeah. Wow, let's see what is about to change. This one, no, that is crazy. Okay, what is about to change, and this is massive, has to do with the headspace. You have the Seven of Swords. That is a card of betrayal, and it immediately came through as betrayal of self, which is what this card can sometimes signify when we betray ourselves, when we choose to consciously look away towards something that we should have addressed earlier. And I'm going to tell you this with a lot of love and hopefully as diplomatic as I can, but I also want you to advance on your personal and spiritual growth journey. That's what this channel was created for. So I'm going to be honest with you here, yeah? So it may have started out as someone else who betrayed you in the past and who may have gotten away with it. However, that stops. I'm hearing the buck stops here. And this is interesting because I'm seeing this a lot in the wider world, that topic of betraying someone and then getting away with it. If that's in politics, if that's on the TV, if that's, there's so many examples that I could bring that I'm not bringing right now. But those of you that know, and for them no longer to be able to get away with it with all that manipulation. But then there's also that part of, because when we're silent or choosing to not have a look at it, that's a choice as well, okay? And I feel that big change that is happening here is you actually looking at things, you addressing things, maybe you even calling out things. And there's huge empowerment in this. This one, yes. Loving words of Jesus wants to come in right now. I always forget that I have a butterfly wing in here, and every time I'm surprised when it comes out. I shouldn't be because I know it's there, but yeah, every time I'm surprised again. Let's see. There's a higher view that is coming in with this immediately. So to the shift from, and this is really big, the shift from seeing it from 3D until the higher view, more and more and more and more. And I'm telling you, this is happening when you're doing your meditations, for example, and you continuously go back to that place where you actually have access to the higher view, where you may be communicating with your guides, and they're telling you things from the higher view. You're literally granted access. And I feel a lot of you are granted more access, but it's also because, this one, yes, it's also because you are doing the things that are necessary to actually gain that access. That's really important, because if you're closing yourself off to these things, of course nothing's going to come through, right? This card says, love one another as I have loved you, which is unconditional love that this is talking about here. It is super beautiful. If you've ever been in touch with Jeshua's energies, there are something really special. It's so soft, yet so powerful. It's really hard to describe with words, I want to say, but this is where this is going collectively, like in terms of for the world, although many have not woken up to that reality yet. It's like with the mushrooms, we're in symbiosis and in constant contact with each other. It just hasn't clicked yet that we're one and the same. I know we feel we're very different, and we are individuals, yet we are all very connected. And this is what this card is talking about. And I feel like your big shift, your big changes happening in your life here are denoting to just that. You're coming more and more into the realization, and you're integrating more and more the concept of oneness. Oneness consciousness is what I want to say here. God consciousness. Very good. I'm not going to get into the topic of when this strikes. Actually, I might. When this strikes a chord with you when I'm talking about God and Jesus, I don't mean necessarily in a religious sense. I mean in a spiritual sense and an energy type of sense. Okay? If this is sparking something within you, might be a good idea to look into what that is. Could be past life that's involved here. Now let's see what else we have for you. Oh, wonderful. That took a little bit. And same with the unconditional love thing. I'm not sure whether it's attainable as a human being, I want to say. However, we can always strive for it. And that really means in our daily lives. Every day we can strive for it. And of course, it becomes very difficult when it's really something we disagree with. But can't we coexist and disagree at the same time? I think so. I think that's very much possible. But it gets tough. It can get tough for a human being to strive for this and to forgive. Although forgiveness, I'm not one to say, this is not my perspective, so I'm not one to say, oh, I forgive and then it is so, although maybe that is the case for some people. I believe we need to feel our feelings, and then as our feelings take us through anger, through disappointment, through sadness, then we move into forgiveness. And that's something that comes really by itself. And that's when you truly made the come around, when you really let things go, and when you're grateful for what has happened to you and for the challenges, when you're like, thank you, God, for bringing those my way so I could learn and am now in a different state of mind. And this is what this is truly about, a different state of being. It's a big shift for you here, because it seems to me like you're going from 3D, although I'm not saying you are in 3D a lot of the times, to 5D, for lack of better terms. So you maybe or hopefully understand what I'm trying to say here. All right, let's see the fairy tarot cards. Let's see what they're telling us about your changes and where this is guiding you. This one, yes, the Hermit. Ooh. Yes, dude, this is where this is taking you. I love it. Yes. Okay, let me show you the card first. This is the Wise one. This is the Crone. I love this card. Yes. I'm so excited for you because it's find or be a mentor. In your case, I really feel like the be a mentor is really strong here. Take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. And this is truly what I see here for you happening too, because it's really, you have to be committed if you want to do that. And that requires shadow work. That requires going through the challenges and not looking away, but instead facing them head on and then working with it, transmuting that shadow. Oh, I love it. Yes, this is getting quite big here too in terms of energetics. You're becoming this intense, amazing light, and it's radiating from you, like from your heart space, like through your eyes, through your body. People can see you're lit up from the inside. It's unbelievable. I also want to mention the Star of David here, and that you're indeed surrounded by your angels, ancestors, but it's almost like you're becoming them. You're stepping into it. Not that you were not before. It's like a remembering. You're remembering who you truly are. And that is massive, that journey. Massive. This is amazing. And number 9, this is a 9-year 2025. Wow. So you are closing out. Closing out things here this year. That also means things may be coming up, which the 7 of Wands here to me is denoting to. Uncomfort, discomfort may be coming up. Look at it, work with it, work through it, okay? If you need help, reach out for help, right? It doesn't have to be me, although you can if you want. It's all in the description box down below. This is so interesting. I don't know if I mentioned the Star of David yet. That seems to be significant for some of you, and all that light and all those beings that are around you that are of unconditional love and light and possibly Christ consciousness. Yes. 8 of Winter. Yes. Yeah, you're definitely walking away from something here. It is because this is still in the realm of the 7 of Wands and the Magician. You have what it takes if only you believe in yourself. Thinking that you're powerless when you're not. This could be a big one for some of you, because that's when we're in the victimhood space. And I'm not saying this is a bad space to be in. I'm just saying you can get out of it when you're looking at it, why that is, why you're making yourself powerless. And once you understand that you're making yourself powerless, that no other being or circumstance has that power over you unless you give permission, then that is such a magical game changer, okay? A lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. I feel like this is the space that you're currently in. This is a further explanation But believe you me, the changes that are awaiting you here are massive, okay? Massive. And I absolutely love it. Is that it? That's it. All right. Well, this is definitely something to look forward to. If you need help on this journey and would like to have a private healing reading or a higher guidance coaching call, I also offer mentorship. Please reach out at universalpowertarot@gmail.com. If you liked this and would like to have more of it, consider subscribing. If you aren't subscribed yet, please leave a comment, because it really helps boost those videos and reach a wider audience. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your beautiful time. I hope this was helpful. Much love, light, and shadow. Mwah. Bye.